You can't handle the truth.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk entertainment. Wednesday. We got a lot to talk about today. I want to talk about Daniel Jones. I want to talk about Brian Daboll. I want to talk about the offseason workouts for the Giants. I want to talk about the most dangerous word in the NFL, because danger is my middle name. We had the big stream yesterday. I want to thank everyone that stopped in. The Sunday and Tuesday streams have been awesome lately. The people that hang out on these streams, I have to give all the credit in the world, because they are extremely intelligent, and not just in regards to the mental perspective, but their acclimate for football is amazing. I get some of the greatest questions, some of the greatest responses, some of the greatest rebuttals that I've ever seen in when I used to watch or go on live streams. It's fantastic, and I just really do appreciate everyone that's been stopping by and stopping in. I mean, they've taken on a life of their own, and like I said, what makes the stream so great, in my opinion, is the fact that everyone gets a chance, everyone gets a perspective, and everyone gets an opportunity to speak. And we're going to keep doing that as much as I possibly can. But as these streams get bigger and bigger, like I said, it's harder and harder to get to everyone's questions. But I at least try to get to at least you twice, minimum, 3-4 times if I possibly can. So, but again, thank you very much. I want to talk about Daniel Jones. I want to talk about Brian Daboll. Joe Schoen has come out and has given us, when he speaks, he gives us the honest perspective. He gives us, this is what it is, good or bad, like it or not, this is what it is. And right now that's playing well in the press. We'll see what happens when the season starts and the Giants lose like 8 in a row. But right now it's playing well in the New York media. Brian Daboll, God bless his soul, has kind of gone the political aspect, which I think is fantastic, and I think is extremely smart and prudent for a first-time head coach. Now, the Giants are going to be able to start their offseason workouts April 1st. The reason they're going to be, April 4th. The reason they're going to be able to do that is because they have a new head coach, so they're permitted by the league to start a little bit early. Now, when the Giants go do work on Monday of next week, it looks like Daniel Jones is going to be there, of course. And Brian Daboll was asked about Daniel Jones. And his response was, Daniel Jones should be ready to go. I'm going to tell you right now, the word should is the most dangerous word in the NFL. There are 2 words that I feel that are extremely dangerous. And they are, or I should say, 1 word and a phrase. The word should and unrealized talent, or best talent. Those are 2 words that are extremely scary, because the word should could mean anything. It could mean, it's also kind of giving you an out. That if something happens, you could fall back to the perspective of, well, I said he should be ready to go. I didn't say he was going to be there. I didn't say he was going to participate. He should be ready to go. Now, the thing I find interesting with Daniel Jones, and I've said this a million times, Daniel Jones last year was not precluded from practice. He participated in practice, but he could not participate in contact drills. Now, when we go back to work on April 4th, there's going to be no contact. So he should still be ready to go, because of the fact that there's no contact. He was practicing even while he was going to the specialists, but he was not cleared by 3 different specialists for contact. So you should, here's that word, you should be ready to go. Because of the fact that there's no excuse, because of the fact that nobody's going to hit you. No time has anyone come out within the Giant organization, or the head coach, or Joe Schoen, or Daboll, or anyone, have said that if the season was, and I've said this a million times, said it on the stream, if the season was to start today, Daniel Jones would be ready to play. No one's ever said that. The only comment we have gotten since the end of the season is now from Brian Daboll using the word should. When I did work in the AFL, when you work and that's the Arena Football League, you do many things in many capacities, and I worked in the front office, so you do many things in different capacities. So you help out from everywhere from ticket sales to marketing to player appearances you do so many different things. And I always talk about a story that one of the players is Barry Wagner, and Barry Wagner was basically like a AFL god, Hall of Famer, 3-time champion. I think he's 8-time first teamer. He was an MVP. He was part of like their all anniversary team. He's in their Hall of Fame. He finished a career with some crazy amount of receptions, like 991 receptions for like over 13,000 yards. But he was a guy that was the face of not only the team, but the Orlando Predators at the time, but also the franchise. Now, when he went to go do a personal appearance, you would always tell the people, okay, Barry is going to be there at 2:30 p.m. Please have this X and X ready for the signings or whatever it was. And we had another player on the team. I'm not going to say who, but if that player went out to do personal appearances or things, the phrase was always X should be there by 1:30 because you weren't making it a commitment. You weren't saying that it was going to happen. You built yourself a caveat that if something goes wrong, or if that player who was not very reliable does not show up for 45 minutes late, you have built your own out using the word should. Now, I don't know if Daboll is using this as a word salad. I personally think he is. I think he's personally smart enough to understand that, this is a business and you need to cover all your bases, and why you need to placate the certain part of the fan base who is just enamored and still in love with Daniel Jones when the rest of the league isn't, that you have to give them the hope. But then you also have to build up anticipation into the draft that maybe Daniel Jones is available to be traded, or maybe the Giants go with the quarterback route, or you can use it as the deception that the Giants aren't going to go quarterback route because Daniel Jones should be ready. There are a lot of different nuances to that word. And that's why I said it's one of the most dangerous words in the NFL. And I like the way he talks sometimes to Dave. I really do when he talks about Daniel Jones. So when you talk about, he was talking about Daniel Jones and turnovers, he goes, I don't make excuses with anybody, with anybody, starting with me. And I think you got to really go back and dive into the causes of the turnovers. Some of them were now, but here's the problem. He doesn't make excuses. This is the problem. See, this is why I like Daboll. Because he doesn't make excuses, but here he goes. Some are decision-making turnovers, which we can fix and try to fix. Now, here comes the non-excuses. Some are receivers fell down. There's a tip ball, and some are really great plays by the defense. In terms of interceptions, and then in terms of fumbles, why we weren't fumbling when we've been fumbling to do it. Basically saying you could work the drills to improve fumbling. But I love it because he goes, there's no excuses, but here's my excuses for Daniel Jones. But everyone on Monday has a fresh start. Like I said, I'm starting to like Daboll again more and more. I really am, because the fact that, like he said, Joe Shane picked, in my mind, I still like Brian Flores, but I think Joe Shane picked the right guy for him, because Joe Shane can be it could be me, could be that bastion of honesty in a sea of diarrhea. And then you have your coach who is going to be political about it, which I kind of think is a fantastic combination, because we've said this a million times. If you look how the Giants signed Tyrod Taylor, usually your backup quarterback mirrors your starting quarterback because of the fact that you do not want to be changing your offensive game plan midstream to tailor or suit the skill sets of your backup. That's why the majority of the times they mirror the look again, a great example. Look at Lamar Jackson and his backup in Baltimore. They mirror their skill sets. But Tyrod Taylor does not mirror the skill sets of Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones is not a running quarterback. And I find it funny that the Giants had predicated on numerous occasions that they were going to go out and find a running, scrambling quarterback. That's not your guy. That's not the guy you got in front of you. You got a guy that's turned over the ball 49 times in 38 games and is a running quarterback via design. So it's all, like I said, I am perplexed about what the Giants are going to do this offseason, this draft. I really am perplexed because of the fact that you have Shane come out the other day and say, you know what, we have so many holes. You know, we might be just taking the best player available. Is that the best? Again, it's a word salad. Is that the best player available at a certain position, like a tackle or a quarterback? Is that a best player available in regards to athletic ability? Because then you could be looking at Kyle Hamilton. Is that a best player available in the mindset of the organization? What is it? I love the fact that people complained so much about Gettleman last year, or the last couple of years, not being honest with the franchise. The Giants I love it because, like I said, the Giants organization right now, especially with this new regime, are saying things but not saying things, which I think is the way you work, the best way to work in the NFL. You give your opinion, but you don't really give your opinion. You don't tip your hand. And like I said, I'm excited to see what these two will do. Will it work out in the end? I got no clue. Nobody has a clue. Are the Giants going to win more than 3 games next year? Maybe. I don't see them winning more than 5. But as long as there is a progression, things should be okay. Don't forget to go to the Online Big Blue website at onlinebigblue.com. Don't forget to go down to the Google Play Store and download the beta version of the app. The second version is getting launched soon. We also have the Online Big Blue store up and running, so you can get that Poppycockers gear. You can get the draft, baby, yeah. Well, you can't. Well, you can't hear because I had soundbar off.
Draft, baby.
Get your draft, baby, yeah gear, and even get your just regular Online Big Blue merchandise. Support the channel. Help us out here. Trying to grow this thing. And like I said, I do really appreciate everyone that has logged in and stayed with us. We're going to be closing in on this is going to be actually season 3 that we've done. So we've closed in on 2 years. Have over almost 1.3 million views, which I greatly appreciate because I never thought we would have 1,000 views. But so like again, I like I said, I just want to express my gratitude for the people that do listen and enjoy the content, and also express the gratitude for the people that hate me because they keep me going too. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk entertainment. And as always, if you could like, maybe subscribe, if you ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.